What is the collective mythology that our lives in the West is based around? This is a question to be examined by all of us living in the world. What is the collective story, the collective myth, the collective narrative that we find ourselves living here and now at this point in our lives and at this place in culture? We need to collectively examine this myth because this is a relatively recent myth that is so pervading and so um, consuming that until we begin to question it, challenge it, provoke ourselves as to the nature of this myth, we won't have the capacity to re-envision the social order, to review the efficacy of this collective story. And so this collective story finds humanity as the central characters on a planet that we call Earth. And this collective mythology puts us at the top of the food chain of animals, rocks, and minerals, and sees the human species as the crown of creation, as the height of existence. And we affirm this to ourselves when we drink milk and eat beef and chicken and practice the collective farming methodologies that are having their impact upon the planet. We need to address this collective dream because that's all it is. It's a dream that at the moment is turning into a nightmare for many people on the planet. It's a dream that is being being dreamed with force by certain individuals who are leaving their impact upon the world, and that is trickling down to those at a lower scale on the class system of our culture. It's important that we examine this and we examine what our place in this dream is and what kind of dream we want to see on this planet. Is it okay that Monsanto can create toxic chemicals and genetically mutate food? Is it okay that we live under the thumb of politicians? Is it okay that we create an educational system that dumbs down humanity, not opens them up? Is it okay that we collectively brainwash people through media and advertising? Is it okay that we accept this without questioning it? That we just blindly acknowledge that this is the world we find ourselves in and we have no right or reason or will to change it, as every shopping mall, as every precinct, as every police depot increases upon the planet, will we question the expansion of this consciousness, which we could call an oppressing consciousness on this planet? And so the collective mythology at the moment is based on the suppression of consciousness. It's not based on the liberation of consciousness, it's not based on freeing us from our own insecurities, our own survival instincts, our own uneducated state. That's for us to question and question what role we wish to play in this epic myth, which is only a dream within our collective minds. And so the call to re-envision the collective myth is a call to ask every individual on this planet to re-examine their place, to re-examine what they believe in, and to re-examine what they can create when they step a little bit further out of that collective dream and into a more spacious, more comfortable, more expanded space within themselves, where they are no longer limited by the collective programming that has been drummed into them every time they're walking through a city street, every time they're turning on their television, every time they're engaging in the system. We are required to step outside the limited frame of our own ignorance in order to ask the questions that have the capacity to transform our species. And these questions relate not just to the survival of ourselves, but to the survival of the planet. This is the key moment where we recognize our total interdependence and dependence upon this planet that we call home. And it's up to us to examine how we can better serve this planet, not how this planet can better serve us. How can we collectively come together to recognize the transformative imperative to care for this planet, to care for one another, to care for ourselves in a way that uplifts our consciousness, that uplifts our souls, and that restores the integrity and dignity of our being to its rightful place. We have the capacity to transform ourselves and this culture and this world. The only thing stopping us is ourselves, and the resistance within our minds that says that we are not good enough and that we are not capable of creating the change that we wish to see on this planet. When we re-envision this world back to its utopian state, then we will know our true place on the earth as custodians and guardians of this blessed planet. So this call is a call to remember our sacred covenant and relationship and balance, to go beyond what has been keeping us in chains and to break the shackles of those limiting beliefs and constricted ideologies. Only then will we find true freedom and peace.